Hi everyone. I would like to talk about something very serious. Um, this is a personal message from me, Amber Snay. I have nothing to hide. I'm simply stating my opinion and what I believe personally about this issue. Um, my experience so far in this world has been that of a student, that of a foster child, that of a homeless citizen. I have, however, known many veterans and soldiers and um, even medical professionals in both the physical health field and the mental health field. Um, we really don't want to engage in any kind of violence. I'm talking about, of course, the Syrian Refugee Crisis. Um, that will probably trigger a panic attack in a lot of people, but it shouldn't. What it should do is what it should do is make people think, do I want to be treated that way when I go to visit other countries if I need their help? Because what it comes down to is a lot of these religions, Christianity, for example, treat others the way you would have yourself be treated. That's the one of the major tenets of that religion. Islam is another one. Whatever you are doing to them, you are also doing to yourself. You hurt them, you are hurting yourself. You help them, you're helping yourself. It's basically treat others the way you would have them treat you. I'm not kidding. That is basically what's going on. My camera's on my lap, by the way. Sorry for the wiggling. Wiggle, 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 yeah. Anyway, would we want other countries to slam the door in our face because, oh, they're gun-toting, bigoted assholes? No, we wouldn't. We would want them to go, oh, hey, they need our help. We're going to help them. You know, hey, bully, stop. We would want that for them to help us. So why are we not helping the Syrian refugees? Yes, there is the concern that terrorists might sneak in with them. But in my opinion, that is a worthy chance we would just have to take, because I'm not saying we should just be stupid and just let them in without monitoring where they're going, why, how, what they're taking with them, etc. Because if we could just calmly explain to them in as plain English as we can, or as plain whatever language they speak, if they speak a common language that we can understand and we can communicate with them, hey, we're doing this for our safety, we're doing this for your safety, we're going to, unfortunately, it would be necessary to strip search them to make sure they're not having a bomb strapped to their chest. It would be necessary to probably cavity search them to make sure they're not hiding a knife anywhere unpleasant. That makes me sad to say it, but it's true that would be necessary for a lot of people's safety. But then once they're searched, okay, they're fine. Give them a good place to stay for the night, give them good food for the night, set them up with, there's a movement in the United States called the tiny house movement. It's affordable, sustainable housing that's being ignored because of minimal square footage laws and zoning laws and a bunch of other nonsense to make money for the government. A lot of people are being forced to be homeless because of, oh, well, we don't want you to have a home on your property that small. You have to make it bigger. You have to hook up to the grid. You have to do this. You have to do that. Really? They were fine before living in a 300 square foot home with a porta potty and a rain collection system, and they were fine with that. But then, oh no, government's not making any money off of you. You gotta, what? Seriously, Syrian refugees would be happy with that kind of setup. A little village like that, they'd be fine. And there's plenty of those available if the government would allow for it. We could set them up with, um, you know, taking maybe a couple of school football fields. The schools can share football fields amongst themselves or whatever. I mean, I'm not saying, put all the refugees right next to schools. That's obviously an idea nobody's going to agree with, but you get the idea. Some field out somewhere that, people aren't going to immediately want to miss the use of. There's plenty of fallow fields that people use for hay or whatever. A lot of these tiny homes are on wheels. A lot of them can be cheaply made quickly. I see a ton of them too. There's a crap ton of them always for sale. Shanties, fishing shanties. Get a few of those, trailer them out there, put bunkhouses in them. There's tons of housing opportunities out there for the Syrian refugees. It's all a matter of emergency laws that would allow them to be usable, to be allowable. And they can be easily monitored. We can easily say, okay, this is for your safety. This is for our safety. We're going to have to, have a curfew for you guys, in by dark. You're not allowed to leave until daytime. Then we can have a job for you guys, and we can employ veterans, those who know their shit, obviously. So that would take care of a lot of the homeless veteran, problem. They would have a job. They could have a veterans bunkhouse. They could finally get some therapy. I know there's a whole thing about, they need therapy. Yes, they do. Why are we not giving them the therapy they need? As long as they have, not stressful jobs, they should be okay. Just give them therapy, get them into the, swing of things gently, and they should be good, whatever they're okay doing, have them do that, ta-da, problem solved. That's my opinion on it. Now, I don't know all the ins and outs. I don't know all of the details. I'm just somebody who's like, hey, I have some common sense ideas. This is what I see as a viable option. Just an option, not necessarily the end-all be-all answer. But I know that terrorists want to spread terror. And they're going to keep going until there's no more refugees to help spread that terror. Now, whether those refugees are housed or whether those refugees are dead, doesn't matter. They're not going to quit until those refugees are gone. I would rather see those refugees housed in a country far enough away that ISIS can't get to them. That's what I would rather see. Rather than knowing that we closed our borders so securely that those refugees are now dead because they had no place to go. I don't want to be responsible for their deaths. I don't want my country to be responsible for those deaths. I don't want to see 500 children and their mothers curled up dead in a ditch because we decided we didn't want to deal with possibly one terrorist among them. I would rather suss out that terrorist, knock their teeth in, send them back, trussed up like a Thanksgiving turkey, and then house all of the children and re-educate them. Okay, this is how you be polite. This is how you dress nice. This is how you get a job properly. Okay, good. Everybody wins, right? Right? Come on, people. Think about it. We have the power to do good. Why are we not doing it? Why are we so fearful, cowardly, and selfish? That's what it amounts to. Fear, cowardice, and just selfishness. Now, I can understand your fears. There are safeguards in place for that. You're just not willing to compromise. France got attacked, and France is still brave enough to go, okay, you know what? That was unfortunate, but we're still not backing down. France, who is known for surrendering and being a fucking coward. France is even standing up to them. France got more balls than in the United States. Are you going to let that stand? Come on, people. By the way, I love France. That was a joke. Nah. That's my opinion on that.